What is good, guys? Hope everyone is well. Food shop done. Early doors this morning. Get that one out of the way. But forgot the fucking toilet roll, didn't I? I'd even put it in the trolley. And then, you know that thing that you always do, something like toilet roll, light thing that you want to just throw on the top of all the other shopping once it's in the trolley. Put it at the end of the checkout, waiting for that opportunity to just pop it on last. Forgot the bloody stuff, didn't I? So no toilet roll. Thankfully, toilet roll is one of those things that I make sure we've always got loads of, and Lara always takes the mick at me for it. But it's situations like this that my madness pays off, right? So there we go. We have got enough toilet roll, but we do need some more the next time I shop, and I need to not leave it on the end of the checkout. But that did actually get me thinking a little bit more about supermarkets need to change the way they do things. Why is it that supermarkets why don't they order the aisles in order of weight of product? So hear me out on this. Why don't they start with things like all the drink stuff, like the bottles of water, the bottles of fizzy, the alcohol stuff, like the stuff that actually weighs a good amount? Why isn't that the very first thing that you see when you walk into the supermarket? Because then that can go straight in the trolley, bottom of the trolley, line it up, all of that works perfectly. And then you move on to like the next heaviest stuff and the next heaviest stuff, from heaviest to lightest, so that your heaviest stuff's going at the bottom of your trolley and it's gradually getting lighter. The trouble is, most supermarkets, I'm trying to think if there's any that don't. Almost every supermarket that I know starts with the fresh produce, the stuff that's probably most likely to get squished. You don't want your fruit and veg getting squished. Like, leave that till last. Leave that and the frozen stuff till last. Everything else, from heaviest to lightest, and then you go fruit and veg, chilled and frozen, they can come last. Because the other thing, especially when the weather's as roasting hot as it is now, you get all that frozen stuff in. If that goes in too early, that's just gonna melt by the time you get home. But yeah, supermarkets get that massively wrong. They need to sort that out. I need to hear from all the other kitten and cat owners, because this is all new to me. Are all kittens and cats absolute fucking dickheads? Like, our cat, honestly, Crumble the kitten, she's loopy, absolutely loopy. She's chewing everything, trying to chew your fingers. It's like having a little puppy, and I didn't think cats were like that. But yeah, are all cats dickheads? Good morning. Here we go, slightly earlier one this morning. It is 6:15, finishing up the gym. Try not to get run over in the car park. Yeah, good pull session this morning. Whew, it is warm. You've probably seen, you might even be experiencing yourself, a little bit of the heat wave situation that is going on. I think it's going on pretty much all over Europe at the moment. So it is very, very warm indeed. It was probably up to about 35 yesterday, I reckon. And it's due to get even hotter over the next couple of days, which, and I've said before, I don't mind it at all during the day. Quite happy to get roasting hot. Quite happy to be out and about in it, but it doesn't make sleep very much fun at all. Especially at our house. Our house is a more modern house, so it's like super, super insulated, which is fantastic. Fantastic in the winter months. In the summer months, maybe not quite so. Plus the fact that we sleep upstairs, and our upstairs is in the roof, so the way that our house is built, that's just how it is. Downstairs is not too bad actually. Like, there's such a noticeable difference. Like I said to Lara, was in the office yesterday, so she was benefiting from all of the air conditioning that the office had, and she said walking out of the office, even just like outside, was that like that feeling you get when you've been on an aeroplane and you go to a hot country and they open the aeroplane doors and you step out and it feels like opening the oven door. She said it was like that walking out of her office yesterday. And it's a little bit like that in our house downstairs compared to upstairs. Like downstairs, honestly, is it's probably a good 10 degrees cooler, I reckon, downstairs than upstairs, because all of the heat just rises and then it all sort of catches in the roof. But that is what it is. We're looking at different ways that we might be able to sort that. We're probably going to get some ceiling fans for upstairs, which we've been told are actually really quite effective. Air conditioning is something that we've thought about, but you got those big old units that attach to the wall and they are a bit of an eyesore. So if we can avoid them, I think we'd quite like to avoid them. So as I say, we'll see. The ceiling fans, I think, might be the first thing we try. We'll see how we get on with them, just probably in our room and Louis' room, because they're the two bedrooms obviously make it hardest to sleep. So probably get some ceiling fans in there, see how effective they are, and then if they are decent, then we'll probably install them in other rooms of the house as well. But yeah, anyway, pool session done. A pretty decent pool session this morning. Just getting right back into the groove with things. Sleep is what it is at the moment. It's not easy to come by. I don't think I probably fell asleep until, I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if it was gone 11 o'clock when I fell asleep last night, and I was up at 4:15 this morning. So yeah, at times my sleep is not particularly long. I sleep fairly soundly, so I know I've said before, like, it's not ideal in terms of duration, but it is at least like pretty decent from the point of view of quality of sleep, which I do believe makes a huge difference. You know, if I'd have got 5.5 hours of really, really poor quality, broken sleep that I was waking up every hour, I would feel far worse than I do now. But there we go. It is what it is. It's part of you have to run with it when it's hot as it is outside, and I do absolutely love it. I would so much rather it was like this than chucking it down with rain, freezing cold, having to wrap up and scrape ice off the car every morning. I would far rather it was like this. But what that does come with is obviously the evenings that are a little bit trickier. But as I say, we're looking at ways to help that, to manage that. So it is Friday. It is going to be a good one. It's actually Father's Day on Sunday, which I had pretty much forgotten about. And Father's Day, here's a little fun fact for you. Father's Day is the same day in France as it is, I believe, globally. It's Father's Day on Sunday, I want to say. Whereas Mother's Day is a different day for most of the world. And then France have it on a completely different day. And I think UK have it on a completely different day to that as well. So for some weird reason, Mother's Day has like 3 different dates that it gets celebrated on. Whereas Father's Day, it's like, yeah, it's one day. Father's Day is Father's Day. Everyone's going to celebrate it on the same day. And it also happens to be something in France on Sunday called Fête de la Musique, which is a national music festival. Surprise, surprise. So pretty much every town will have loads of like live music going on. Most of the time it's like out on the streets. I have heard that there are various places that are actually sort of cancelling a lot of stuff this weekend because the temperatures are due to get hotter and hotter and hotter. I mean, it's probably already about 25 degrees outside and it's 6 o'clock in the morning. And I think over the weekend it's due to get up to about 37, 38, maybe even higher than that. So I think some of the festivities are already announcing that they're going to cancel just because they don't want like the musicians out in the heat like that, and probably also to protect other people as well, because I don't think there's a huge amount of covered areas in the places that people are going to be playing these musics and walking around. I remember we went out for a little bit last year, but Louis would have been not even 1 year old. I'm pretty sure it was really hot last year as well. So he was in the pushchair and we just stayed out for a couple of hours before getting him back so that he could get some sleep. I don't know what we'll do this time around, because a lot of it also kicks off quite late, and because we're very much in a routine with Louis, and I'm sure parents will appreciate when you are in that routine, you don't really want to break it because no one really benefits. So usually we're getting Louis fed between 5 and 6, then he gets a bath, and then usually he's in bed between 7 and half 7. A lot of the sort of music stuff I don't think is even really getting going until about 7 o'clock at night. So he would already pretty much be in bed or very close to going to bed. But sometimes they do start a few things a little bit earlier. So we'll see. There might be a couple of things that start, I don't know, like mid-afternoon. So it might be that we get to see a small amount. But anyway, I'm starting to waffle and ramble now. So we'll see what happens. The weekend's going to be nice and warm. So if anything, I think the paddling pool will probably come out so that if we are out in the garden and stuff, Louis can splash around in there and not get himself overcooked, which is what he's been doing at the childminders. In the paddling pool, I mean, not getting himself overcooked. But yeah, let's go and see what's going on when we get home. The cat is going to want feeding, and then I suspect the others will be up not too long after I get back. Good morning. Sunday morning, and it's Father's Day, which means I'm going to be doing what all good dads do on a day like today, and that is a bit of DIY. So pray for our house. It's already pretty fucking warm, but I love it. I do like it. Yeah, it's really not the one when it's about 30 degrees at night, but that is part of what the DIY is going to take care of. So what we went and bought yesterday were, let's try and get all this crap in the car. What we bought yesterday were a couple of big ceiling fans. Oh, this has lost me. Hang on a minute. Let me just redo this. Yeah, what we went and bought yesterday were a couple of big ceiling fans to go in the bedrooms, because our bedroom, Louis' bedroom, absolutely baking hot, which isn't really fair, particularly for Lou. I mean, we can sort of cope with it a little bit more, I suppose, but for Louis, bless him, tossing and turning, trying to get himself comfortable, which isn't easy when it's as hot as it is at the moment. So yeah, we built them yesterday, so actually put like the fans together, and then today I need to actually do the thing that worries me slightly more, which is drill holes into the ceiling for the little bracket thing to go up. But the woman in the shop assured us it's a relatively easy job, so if I get it wrong, it just goes to show that I really am pretty hopeless at DIY. So that is planned for today. I honestly don't know that we're going to be going out too far. It's like today and tomorrow there are basically all of like the local councils have warned people to like be extra vigilant. It's meant to be really, really hot, like 38 to 40 degrees. And yeah, but they're just sort of saying like, you know, try not to go out, especially in the midday, you know, sort of at the height of the heat. So I think it might be a relatively quiet one for us. As I say, I'm going to try and get those fans installed this morning, because Louis normally goes down for a nap just after lunch. So if we can get those fans installed this morning, get everyone a little bite to eat for lunch, let Louis have a decent nap in what will hopefully be a little bit of a cooler room for him, and then by the time he wakes up, we'll see what's going on, see what the temperature's saying. But I think actually at the time that he's going to wake up, it's going to be right as everything's getting at its hottest. Usually he'll sleep till 3, half 3. And that middle of the afternoon is, as I say, probably when it's going to be at its hottest. So We shall see what's going on, but it is 6:45 in the morning on Sunday. I have just trained legs. Really, really good session. Nice bit of progress made on pretty much everything, I think, today. So right the way through from my adductors, seated hams, hack, leg press, leg extensions, 45-degree hip extension and calf raises. I think I made progress on absolutely everything today. So, excuse me, those are the sessions we like. And considering my sleep has been terrible, it is roasting hot, I'm probably a little bit dehydrated, I will definitely take that. So let's go back, let's get some food, let's get showered, and then let's get the DIY done without causing the house to fall down. Good morning. Actually, it's not even the morning, it's the afternoon. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday, and it is absolutely baking. I know most places across Europe have got warnings out for the heat wave, and France is no different. It's probably 40 plus. Yeah, very, very warm indeed. And to be completely honest, I'm sure there's not going to be many people out and about in this weather, particularly at this time of the day. But my steps need doing. I'm about to listen to a webinar, so this is always the time I like to try and get them done. So I'm going for a walk. I've got a nice coffee to go with me in my lovely new mug that Lara bought me for Father's Day. No, Louis bought me for Father's Day, I should say. Nice little travel mug. So yeah, just getting out for a nice walk. But it's been a decent weekend. As I say, it was Father's Day yesterday. We didn't really do a huge amount just because it was crazy hot. I did manage to fit 2 fans to our ceilings in the bedrooms upstairs, and the ceiling didn't fall down and the house didn't fall down. So my DIY skills, no bounds. It must be something in the Father's Day air, because I'm not known for being particularly handy. So the fact that I managed to do that, yeah, I'm actually quite proud of myself. But just going to get out for a nice walk now. Progress-wise, I'm up about £1.5 on average this week. I think probably a combination of the food increases finally doing their job, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if there's also a decent bit of inflammation and stuff, water retention, sunburn. It's been that warm. Like, sleep has been really tough. Just so hot, and I don't like to complain about it because I do absolutely love it. And there is something about this kind of weather that just makes it feel like it's almost like being permanently on holiday, which is actually quite a nice feeling. Like living abroad, it's really warm, feels like you're on holiday. It is definitely a nice feeling. But yeah, I'm just gonna get on this webinar now, and then we'll see where we're at. So £1.5 up. Check-in will actually happen on Wednesday this week because Christian needs to move things around, so I won't be checking in until Wednesday. Usually I would check in on a Tuesday, but yeah, Christian needed to push that back a day, so we'll get that sorted. That'll go in this week's YouTube. Might therefore, actually this is going to make it interesting because I usually try and get the YouTube loaded following the reply from Christian on a Tuesday so that it's ready to watch on a Wednesday. I might have to delay the release of the YouTube this week, but yeah, as soon as that's all checked in, replied to, I'll give the update. You'll see the pictures and we'll be good to go. What is good, everyone? Just out for a walk before it gets crazy hot. Trying to get this done a little bit earlier than yesterday, and then I'll just sit at the desk with the portable air conditioning unit going for the rest of the day. Yeah, it's pretty warm already. It's probably well into the 30s, but that is life right now. The heat wave, global warming, call it what you will, absolutely baking. But as I said yesterday, I mean, I'd so much rather it was like this. Like, this for me is just, it is just like being on holiday. You know, despite the fact that I'm working, I'm still getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym. It's actually pretty exhausting and draining being in that heat. Yeah, still far rather this than pissing down with rain. So we've got the coffee, we're going for the walk. And ordinarily, this would be the part of the video where I'd be talking you through Christian's check-in reply, any potential adjustments. But again, as I mentioned yesterday, Christian is pushing those back So he's had to travel. I think it was yesterday morning that he had to travel. So he just asked if each of us would push our check-in days back a day, which is absolutely fine by me. So I'll check in with him tomorrow morning, which means I'll get his reply then, and then I'll get the YouTube sorted. It will still go out on Wednesday as usual, but it'll probably just be a little bit later in the day than normal. But yeah, no major dramas. But feeling good. Training's going really well, despite the fact, as I say, that it is absolutely draining, hot. Everything is going well. I'm excited for this little bit of growth. So up about 1.5 pounds on average for last week, although my weight did drop overnight. So even though absolutely filling ourselves up with food at the moment, the weight dropped a pound overnight, back down to 156.6, which is about 3 or 4 pounds up from the shoot. And considering I'm a month past the shoot now, I think this is week 5 post shoot, you know, 3 or 4 pounds up in the space of 5 weeks, considering some of that initially would have just been like muscle fullness returning. Really well managed again. So super happy with how that's going. Food is in a good place at the moment as well. I said that to Christian in my check-in. Like, I feel this is very much like, it's a level of stuff that I could very much just sustain for a long time. Like, food is keeping me satisfied. I'm feeling good. I have got some hunger there, but that's fine. You know, the physique is looking good. I'm still really lean. This is definitely the kind of look that I could maintain for, you know, to be honest, I could probably maintain this look forever if I wanted to. But as you guys well know, doing nothing, maintaining isn't how I operate, and I always want more. So I want to be bigger, I want to be growing, and that is the focus right now. So progressing the training, pushing that nice and hard, making sure that we're using that food, and that food will continue to increase as we go. So let me just get this walk done. Let me make the most of, it's a little bit hazier today, as you can see, those clouds in the background, which means that the sun's not absolutely beating down and causing me to completely burn up just yet. But yeah, we'll get this done. We'll get home. We'll get back in that air conditioning, and then we'll crack on with the rest of the day. What is good, people? There we go. This is the final part of this week's YouTube. I'm even having to hold the mic because I've got nothing to clip it onto. I actually thought, I don't know whether this will work, I thought about clipping it onto the old spectacles. There we go. Looks meta glasses. Anyway, it is yeah, really warm. Lara and I have just been for a walk before it gets too hot. Trying to get that in nice and early because we are due another 40+ degree day today. Christian has replied to my check-in. No changes this week, so we've seen a little bit of a bump up on the scales, as I mentioned, actually close to 2 pounds up on average. It had started to drop a little bit, so I'd got up to like 157.6, and then I'm back down to 156.4 today, so a little bit of up and down, but that's fine, like a bit of stabilization, probably also carrying a little bit of inflammation and stuff, just because, yeah, just a little bit of inflammation just from like the sun and training and general fullness from the additional food and stuff going in. So, but the look is good. I'll pop the pictures up as usual so you can have a little look at these. Still really lean, but much fuller, which is a really nice place to be. Like, it's good for training side of things. It's good for you know, just getting those pumps in the gym, just feeling good when I'm training. And even though it's quite tiring at the moment, just with like sleep situation not being the best or the easiest, yeah, it's all going well at the moment. So another week where we just lock in, we focus, keep doing exactly what we're doing. Calories and macros in a really good spot at the moment. So just to sort of give everyone a bit of a recap as to where those are at. So my training day calories are around about 2,700, 165 protein, 450 grams of carbs, and 30 grams of fats. And then on my rest days, about 2,500 calories, 150 protein, 375 carb, and 45 fat. So food's in a great spot, like feeling really good on this level of food. My body's soaking it up, absorbing it, putting it to good use, and everything else is going well. So this heat wave doesn't show any signs of letting up. I'm here for it for the main. I have got a portable air conditioning unit blowing away behind me, which you can probably see there, which is just yeah, doing its best to try and keep me nice and cool while I'm working at home, and then trying to get as much of that outdoor time as I can without absolutely frazzling myself to pieces. But as I've said plenty of times, I'd far rather it was like this than pissing down the rain. So hope everyone's good. Hope you are enjoying this heat, and I'll be back again next week. Hopefully next week we'll be back to normal as well. This one's obviously getting released a little bit later on the Wednesday than ordinarily, just because, yeah, Christian needed to push back the check-in days. He's been busy. So slightly later than usual, but no major dramas.